this recipe, we need fresh strawberries. You can use any fruit, like mango season is almost there. So you can try this recipe with mango as well. In case you don't have fresh strawberries, you can use any frozen berries. So blueberries, cranberries, or strawberries, everything will work. Okay. The amount of strawberries that I'm using is 150 grams. Hope I'm audible.
Yes, yes, you're audible.
Okay. And we need 70 gram flour. I'm using whole wheat flour. You can use all-purpose flour or any other flour that you want. So I'm using whole wheat flour, that is 70 grams. 1 teaspoon vanilla essence and 1 teaspoon fresh lemon juice. We need sugar in both the forms. Here I have 1/3 cup, which is almost 60 grams powdered sugar and 50 grams granulated sugar. Both I'm using. Along with that, baking powder, baking soda, and butter. Sorry, I forgot to take the butter. We need butter. Okay. So these are all the ingredients, and to mix everything, we need 1 cup milk, which is approximately 180 ml. So this is not 1 complete cup, or not if it is visible, it's 180 ml milk that I'm using. So these are the ingredients we will be using for this recipe. Strawberry cobbler is basically a layered dessert that has a fruit pulp, baked fruit pulp at the bottom, and dough crust at the top. The texture of the dough is going to be something like between cookies and cake. After baking, it will be crusty, but not like cookies. And it is going to be moist, but not spongy like a cake. So the texture of that crust is going to be something between cookies and a cake. Okay. This is eggless recipe. We are not using any egg. So we will mix our dry and wet ingredients separately, and then we'll bake it. For baking, either you can use such kind of ceramic, if you have ceramic bowl. So this is best actually for this. Otherwise, heavy bottom, some skillet or cast iron pan. And in case you don't have these, you can use your regular cake tin as well, but layer it with the parchment paper or baking paper, or you can use such ramekins. So anything will work for this recipe. Today's recipe, I'm going to use this 1 6-inch ceramic bowl and 1 small ramekins. Why? Because the smaller portion will take only 20 minutes to bake, whereas this will take 35 minutes to bake. So we will get to know the results sooner in the smaller bowl. Okay, so far, any confusion, anything that I have missed, or you want me to repeat?
So we have one question from Preksha. Measurements for baking soda and powder.
Both should be ½ teaspoon.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely fine. Yeah. And measurements for butter as well.
Butter should be 50 grams. That I'm going to weigh right now. So okay. You will come to know. Okay.
Yeah. We're good.
So butter should be 50 grams. So I'm using salted butter. That's why I'm not adding any additional salt to the recipe. In case you're using unsalted butter, then use pinch of salt. So we need 50 gram butter. Butter is at room temperature. So that will be easy for me to mix. So here is our 50 gram butter. So first step will be in the bowl of flour. I'm adding this butter. powdered sugar and mix it. You can use your hand or spoon. So that is the reason I used butter at room temperature. It will be easy for me to mix. So we need just the cookie kind of bread kind of crumb. So I'm using my hand, sorry. Just keep mixing until everything combines well.
Can you use strawberry crush, Sonia, instead of real strawberries?
No, it will not work actually, because we need chunks. And strawberry crush, the sugar is too much, and after baking the texture is going to be totally different. But if the strawberry crush, if you have strawberry pulp, you can use that. That is without sugar. Don't use market made strawberry crush.
Frozen strawberries, I take it, is absolutely fine. Yeah.
Yes, that is it. Okay, so this is how it is looking like. Is it visible?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like breadcrumbs. Okay.
Okay. And would the measurement be the same for mango or frozen berries? Any other
Yes.
fruit? Yeah,
Yes.
it's the same measurement.
Same measurements. We need 150 gram fruit.
Okay.
Okay. Now this is the time I'm going to add baking powder and baking soda. Both should be half teaspoon. So here's half teaspoon baking soda and half teaspoon baking powder. And yes, people generally get confused that I'm using same thing. No, it's baking soda and it's baking powder. Okay. Because jars are same. Now add milk and whisk it. We don't need cake-like batter. The batter should be little thick. So based upon the weather conditions and the flour quality, chances are high that you don't need actually 180 ml milk. So add little bit. I'm adding little bit, half of the essence in the batter, and rest we will add with strawberries. Okay. So see, the batter is thick. It's not like a cake batter. It is of dropping consistency, not pouring. Okay. So now we will keep it aside. In a bowl of strawberries, we will add lemon juice, vanilla extract, and sugar. 50 gram sugar. Okay. So using this spoon, mix everything. So in case you are using any other fruit, the process is going to be same. Just mix that fruit with sugar, lemon juice, and flavor that whichever flavor you are going to use. Time to layer. I'm using these two. So we'll pour the prepared solution with the base. Just spread it. sugar will dissolve whenever we are going when we are going to keep it in oven. So with the heat, it will dissolve automatically. We don't need to dissolve it. So this is how we have layered both the thing. So now it's thick. I will add a little bit more milk because this is something that we always ensure whenever you are baking with wheat. Prepare the batter, let it rest for 2 to 3 minutes. Your batter will be thick. So before baking, adjust the amount of liquid content. Now this is perfect. Okay. So just put it on the top in an even layer. So if you want to have a double layer, then you can make another layer of fruit on the top of it. So everything is in the bowl. We need the temperature should at 180. So I have kept my oven for preheating. It will take 5 minutes. Then we will keep these two for baking. Let me clear all the mess. Okay, so far any confusion, anything that you want to ask?
There was a question, Sonia. Can we use jaggery instead of sugar?
You can use, rather than using powdered jaggery, if you have jaggery syrup, that will be good.
Okay.
Okay, because without any liquid content, jaggery takes longer time to dissolve.
Right.
Right.
And yeah, so when you keep it in the oven for baking, do you just a second, I lost the in the middle rack, and both rods have to be heated up, or do you place it in
oven, see, this is a smaller oven that doesn't have a fan option, which I'm using. So I'm going to use only bottom coil to bake this. Okay. I'm going to place my tin on the medium on the middle rack with bottom coil on.
Okay.
Which is bake mode.
Yeah. And do we need to grease the ramekins?
No. For whenever you're using any ramekins or ceramic, you actually don't need to. But if you're using regular tin, as I mentioned earlier, just line it with parchment paper or baking paper.
Okay. And can you use ceramic in OTG?
Yes. You can use ceramic in oven, in microwave convection, even on gas stove.
Okay. And how much of jaggery syrup would you recommend for the same measurements? That
amount is going to be same.
Okay.
If you're using liquid jaggery, the amount is going to be same. Just use 50 grams to mix with the berries and rest with batter.
Can we? So there's a question where can we take orders for this, but will it be possible to invert it and serve?
If you are taking orders, then you will have to use those disposable baking molds. So you can bake in that and deliver. Okay. Or you can use those aluminum tins that generally we get for food in restaurants. So you can use those aluminum tins as well. So you can bake in that. Just cover it with cling wrap or the aluminum cover only and serve.
And can we use mango pulp, which is frozen without sugar, instead of mango chunks? I take it as in yes. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And what is the...
Anything which is without sugar you have, any frozen fruit, you can use that.
Okay. And again, Marian is asking, what's the vessel that you're using to bake? You know, those containers that you've used, what are they called? The ceramic ones?
These are ceramic ramekins only.
Yeah. Okay.
This is 6 inches and this is 2 inches.
We do have a lot more questions. Let me know when you want to stop and...
Let me just keep it in the oven because it's been 5 minutes. So meanwhile, I will answer it. Okay. Yes, I'm there.
Yeah. And what about the temperature and for how long do you need to keep it in the oven?
The 6 inches ramekin is going to take 30 to 35 minutes. The temperature is 180 degree for both the ramekins, but the smaller ramekin will take 20 minutes to bake because it has a smaller portion.
Okay. So when you mentioned about disposable bakeware, like the plum cake cases, is it like the plum cake cases that
Exactly.
you're referring to?
Exactly.
And can you tell sugar amount used in these recipes once again?
Sure. To mix with the batter, we have used 60 gram powdered sugar.
Okay.
And we have used 50 gram granulated sugar to mix with berries.
For this question is from Shruti. For another layer, we just need to add only fruit or even the batter. Does it raise much?
Batter is not going to raise much. It is going to be soggy but crusty. To have another layer of fruit, you will have to repeat the same process. So instead of using 150 gram berries, you will have to make the mixture with 300 gram. So half will be at the base and half will be on the top.
Okay. And then there are a lot of questions about pricing as to how much should you charge if you take the order.
Actually, I am not into selling. So people generally ask me these questions. So I am not into selling. The reason is I'm more into training. This is something I love. So pricing is something that will be really difficult for me. Just calculate the price of your ingredients. Then you can evaluate what is the price of your efforts, time, and equipments. Just add that too, and then deliver. And I guess Ashwini already has one calculator.
Yeah, she had a session yesterday on.
Yes. So she is the best one for this.
Yeah. So also we like homebakers.co.in, we've built a calculator which Ashwini used for her class. It's pretty comprehensive, where you can use it to calculate the amount of ingredients used and the time you would take, etc. So if you want to avail the calculator, we will share the link while the class is on. So please feel free to purchase if you need the calculator.
Yes, that will be best actually.
Okay.
Another
Just
question.
Check if there are any other questions.
Yes, Sonia, what is the shelf life of this? Like, how long we can?
So we can store this in refrigerator up to 3 to 4 days. Okay. But on the counter, on kitchen counter, it is going to stay for 2 days because it has fresh fruit.
Right. Somebody shared the copy of the recipe on the screen. I couldn't have a look at it, but if it relates to Sonia's class, please feel free to share it on the group because
I guess someone noted down everything. It's not readable to me.
Yeah.
Because of
Or
the-
you can just copy it and paste it on the chat. That is quite helpful as well.
If you want, I can text you the measurements of the measurement of all the ingredients that you can share along with the video.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think we have covered most of the questions. In case I've missed out any, please feel free to add them at the bottom and or send a chat message. I will.
Temperature and timing, I guess, again there. And if you're baking in a microwave convection, then bake it at 160 degree for 30 to 35 minutes.
Okay. And I think there was another question is, are there any other tips to remember if they take an order? For example, how much time between preparation and delivery for the best taste?
It tastes best when it is just out of the oven. It should be hot or it should be warm while serving. So that is best. Otherwise, whenever you're delivering, you can just suggest to your client that maybe they like to microwave it for a few seconds before having it.
Yeah.
Okay. And this goes well with a scoop of vanilla ice cream. Unfortunately, I don't have, because of the lockdown, I cannot buy it as well. But this tastes awesome with a scoop of vanilla ice cream.
Right. And I believe any sort of fruits you can use, because again, there are a lot of questions about, can we use apple, kiwi, fruit?
You can use apple, you can use kiwi. There are a few fruits like banana, orange, sweet lime. These will not advisable for this, because these fruits are, banana is going to be really sticky when you're going to bake along with the batter. And sweet lime and orange has more water content. We need something that has volume, that has pulp. So strawberries, any kind of berries, apple, pear, peach, apricot, kiwi, anything will work.
Okay. And won't the base of the paper container become damp or soft while baking?
No, it will not be.
Okay. And sweet lime and orange, will it release bitterness? The question is from Shweta.
I said these are not advisable to bake for this recipe. So we are not going to try this, because these will release more water in the oven. Actually, batter is going to be really soggy.
Yeah, sorry, that wasn't a question. I think she had messaged the entire group. My error. If we do 2 layers, will the baking time increase, or or the time is sufficient? What you just suggested?
Yes, the time will increase by 10 minutes. So instead of taking 35 minutes, now it will take 45 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, I think, let me check if, will the recipe work without oven as well?
Without oven? I didn't get this question. Are you trying to ask me you can bake it on gas stove?
Yeah, I think that's what they're trying to ask.
Yes, you can certainly do that. Just like you bake regular cakes on a gas stove, you can, similarly, you can place this ramekin or place your tin in a large size vessel that has salt at the base, and you can bake it.
Okay. And how do you check that it's ready?
Okay, so we will insert the toothpick. The batter will come out clean. The pulp will be there on the stick, but batter should not be there.
Okay. And on the gas stove, what would be the timings?
Timing will be 40 minutes.
Okay.
Or you can just do that to the toothpick test. The batter should not stick to your toothpick. Pulp will be there.
Yeah. Yes, we will be sharing the YouTube recipe link. We will be sharing the recording as well later on.
Okay. So you want to me stay with you till the time we get it out from the oven? Or we have
how many more minutes do we have for the, so we put it like 10 minutes back. You have another 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Why is it called cobbler?
Well, that's something I will have to actually check.
Okay. And for maida and wheat flour baking time, will it be the same?
Yes, the timing will be same.
Okay, I'm deliberately not asking a few questions where people are asking to share recipe or teach them about bread and etc. So I'm deliberately not doing that because we can. This is all about the cobbler session. So yeah. Yeah. So Sonia, while we wait, why don't you share your class details with the audience? And yeah, so if they were to avail any of your classes, how do they go about doing it? Do you conduct online classes, or is it all in-house? So yeah, it'll be good to
Okay.
share.
So I am into both kind of workshops. I'm in offline and online. And online, I have, because of the lockdown, now I'm more into online. I have already my 30 days baking season 3, which is going to start from 3rd of May. Registrations are going on, and I guess last 10 days we are left with for the registrations. And this is a different, unique program. If you want to learn baking from the basics, then this is something you should join, because this program covers cookies, breads, brownies, cakes, and frosting, many things. And more than recipes, I have tried to cover all the science behind everything, every ingredient or every process, every step. So this is something, if you are a beginner and you want to learn baking, then 30 days baking program is something you should join. Season 3 is going to start. Apart from that, I already have my whole wheat cakes and brownie workshop that is online. We have a program which is run by Ahmed, which is if you want to start your blog, you want to establish yourself as a baker in the market, then that course is something for you. That is for home bakers. Okay, so that is another online course that we have. And there are many online courses which are in pipeline, like my whole wheat bread workshop. Soon that will be online. So far I'm having only offline workshops for my bread workshop. I guess till May I'm not going to have any offline workshop, or until we get any clearance from the government that we can travel. Otherwise, I'm doing 3 types of offline workshops. One is a whole wheat bread workshop. Another is advanced bread workshop, where I cover all the gourmet breads and sourdough bread. And then third is my puff pastry workshop and laminated dough, where I teach. So this is all I'm doing.
Yeah. There's some more questions, Sonia. For my won't wheat flour make it chewy?
No, it will not. So whenever you're making batter with wheat, don't whisk it too much. Otherwise, the gluten will develop, and as the end product is going to be chewy.
Yeah. And one second, I'm just trying to scroll up to the question.
Sure.
Bear with me. If we use ready-to-bake aluminum molds, should we grease it?
Just line it with parchment paper.
And what is the weight of this batter? Is it ½ kilo?
Sorry?
Weight of the batter that you just made. You can ignore the question if you think it's not relevant.
No, it was see, we have used almost 100 gram sugar, 70 gram flour, almost 100 ml milk, and that has 150 gram strawberries. So in total, the batter weight is going to be almost 500 grams.
Okay. And how many 6-inch and two cobbler? No, how many 6-inch and or 2-inch cobblers does it make?
Can you repeat this question, please?
Yeah, Zeba, you typed out a question which is really not clear. Do you want to type it out again and with more clarity? So can we use almond flour in this?
Yes, yes, you can.
Okay. And what's the fees for online baking, Sonia, for your 30-day challenge?
30-day challenge, that is currently it's on a discounted price, which is 5,000.
Okay.
So for 30 days, it is 5,000. Okay.
Yeah. And can you also share your FB details?
Okay. So on Facebook, I have page with the name of Sonia Gupta, where bi-weekly I come live to teach recipes in the name of under the name of Bake with Baker series that I started in 2018. And apart from that, I have a Facebook group where I already have 45,000 people, and that is a most active group I'm trying to make it, and so far the engagement rate is actually high in that group. So that is for all the bakers. It is only related to baking.
Oh, wow. 45,000 is like,
Yes.
that's really good.
And
Yeah.
searching is really easy. Just type "anybody can bake" by Sonia Gupta. You will come to know the group.
Yeah. And yeah, again, 30 days challenge. Where can they find more details about what are the recipes you would cover, timing, etc.? Again, I take it they can go onto your Facebook page or the website.
Yes, on my Facebook page as well as on my blog. Just type anybodycanbake.com. On first page, you will get all the details of that course. When it is going to start, what are the timings, what is the fees, what are the recipes, and what are the lessons I'm going to cover in it. In this program, as I mentioned, that I have covered all the science of baking. So apart from 30 recipe videos, you will get 30 lessons in the video form. So total 60 videos will be there.
Okay. And we've also listed on your classes on homebakers.co.in.
Yes.
So guys, you can also look into the section, tutorial section, to find out more details about what classes are there, and you can avail them. There's a question that's come up from Zeba itself. How many cobblers can we make in both 6-inch and 2 molds with this quantity of batter? It's 1 and 1, I take it.
So using this quantity, I have prepared one 6 inches and one 2 inches.
Okay.
Okay. So that basically the amount of ingredient was for 8 inches ramekin. So if you're using 8 inches ramekin or 8 inches cake tin, then don't divide it into another portion. Just layer entire pulp, fruit, and pour it better on the top of it. But because I want to showcase something that can be prepared within 20 minutes, so I divided the portion into one 6 inches and one 2 inches.
Right. 2 more questions on cupcake molds. Can we do it in a cupcake mold? If yes, what will be the timings? I think it's a repeat of what we had asked previously.
Cupcake mold, I guess you're trying to ask me muffin tray, right?
Yeah, Janki and Pankti, can you reply whether you're referring to the muffin tray?
Or disposable cupcake molds?
Silicone cupcake molds.
Yes, you can bake it. The timing is going to be same. Just brush it with little butter. Or otherwise, in silicone, you don't need to dust it with anything. You can use it the way I have used my ramekins.
Okay, right. Yeah.
Yes, 2 inches almost. I mean, it's visible to me. It has risen well.
Yeah.
So, okay. Apart from this, okay, today's recipe was with wheat. One thing, if you are trying the same recipe with wheat, so just prepare the batter, let it rest for 4-5 minutes, and then before pouring it on the top, just check. If your batter is really thick, then add milk accordingly. Otherwise, let it be. See, as I mentioned, I have taken 180 ml milk, but still almost 50 ml milk is with me. So I have not consumed entire milk. So in baking, whatever the measurements given to you, don't add liquid content in one, add little by little. So this is something I always recommend. Okay, and I have used vanilla flavor from Osoro. If you have any other flavor like fruit flavor or strawberry flavor or mango flavor, if you're making it with mango, then you can use that essence in the same amount.
Right. So there's some more questions. Do you also take any healthy baking workshop? Is it separate from your 30 days baking challenge course?
My online whole wheat cake and brownie workshop is already online. So whosoever wants, they can just check on my blog, they can buy it and can complete it. That is already there.
Right. So this question is from Nikita. She says she's confused about the texture. Shouldn't we be inverting it?
No, we are not going to. So this is not going to be like upside down.
Yeah, I mean the vanilla from Osoro, yeah, French vanilla from Osoro,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yeah. So Preksha has asked a question. Just a second. 1 second. What about low and oils? For example, champagne flavor, which is oil based.
Which flavor?
Champagne flavor.
You can use. That will go well with berries. But don't use it with mango.
Okay. Can I use mango flavor essence from Flying Bird Company while making mango cobbler?
You can use, but yes, that is a personal choice. If you are okay with that flavor, that brand, then you can use that.
Okay, so oil-based flavor is fine as well.
Yes,
yeah.
that is fine. But if you're using flavors which is, I mean, there are brands, flavors in the market, those are really strong. So just before adding any flavor, any essence, check. If it is really strong, then reduce the amount to half. I have used Osero's French vanilla, which is okay. So I have used half, 1 teaspoon of it. So half I added with the berries and half I added with the batter. So if you're using any strong flavor, then reduce the amount to half teaspoon. So basically 1/4 will be with the berries and 1/4 will be in the batter.
Okay, and Osoro again, you can pick it up from Amazon, and yeah, where do you pick it up? Where do you buy Osoro from?
So you can directly place an order on their website.
Yeah. Okay.
So that is the best thing. But I guess because of the lockdown, they are also not delivering.
Yeah. Can we use oil instead of butter?
That will, in that case, you will have to compromise with the flavor.
Okay.
You can certainly use 50 ml oil instead of 50 gram butter, but the taste and texture is going to be something different because if you remember in the beginning, I mixed butter with flour to make it bread crumb-like texture. So that is not possible with oil.
Okay. Can we use kiwi crush?
Yes.
But for which essence? But what essence would go with this?
Vanilla. And there is a one flavor from Osoro that is Fruity Delight. They have kiwi flavor as well, but Fruity Delight that will go well with kiwi crush. But I hope your kiwi crush means something without sugar.
Yeah. The other one is
just. Sorry, let me check. I'm just. I guess one is done. I just want to take that out.
Yay.
This one is done. It's really difficult to show. It's really hot. Let's do the toothpick test. Can you see the color on the top?
Yeah. Yes. Oh my
The
God.
oozing berries,
Yeah.
the pulp, and the crusty top. Okay. See, it's clean. So it's done. Now time to check the texture. How it is. So Anjana, this time I am going to cut it.
Yes, I'm seeing that.
Okay, so this is how it is going to be. So berries at the base and spongy and moist crust on the top. So if you are going to bake it in a smaller ramekins, that is easy to serve. So you just place a scoop of vanilla ice cream on the top of it and serve it as it is. Okay. So was the texture visible? I can show it if it is little.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is how the pulp will be. That is why I was suggesting to use pulp or fresh berries, not the crush. Because of the sugar, high sugar content in the crush, it is going to be really sticky otherwise. And we didn't grease it, still it come out easy.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Sonia, you know what? I'm not into baking, but this one definitely I'm going to try. It looks so yum.
Sure. Let me know if you have any doubt. But
Yeah. I mean, this is like quite an easy recipe as well. So not so, the other ones that I see, I'm actually scared of cooking, baking, everything, but this one I will definitely try.
And I would love to see the picture.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so whosoever is going to try this recipe, please post your pictures and you can tag me as well. I would love to see. Okay.
Yeah. Any more questions? I can take in 2 more questions. There was one question that came in and I thought it was relevant. If we use fruits like apple, do we need to grate it or make a pulp after boiling?
No, if you are using apple, just chop it. Remove the peel and chop it into small dices. That's it.
And can we use dried fruit soaked in hot water?
Dried fruit, if you are asking about like blueberries and cranberries, then yes, you can use that. Just soak those berries in lukewarm water 15 minutes before using.
Okay. Sonia, it will be kind enough of you if you can share the recipe with, the quantity of ingredients you've used. And we can, add it on to the Facebook page or wherever we are sharing it.
So you want me to text you or send you our email, yes, or you want me to narrate it again?
You can narrate it. And then also send us a copy of it. We can add it onto the web page as well, where we'll be sharing it. Yeah.
Okay, sure. So for this recipe, I have used 150 gram fresh strawberries, and you can use any berries or any fruit except orange, sweet lime, or banana. Okay. Apart from that, we have used 70 flour, 60 gram powdered sugar, and 50 gram granulated sugar. 1 teaspoon lemon juice, 1 teaspoon vanilla flavor, vanilla essence, French vanilla. I had taken 180 ml milk, but I have consumed around 130 ml only. And apart from that, we have used 50 gram butter, salted butter. That is why I didn't add any additional salt. But if you're using any unsalted butter, then add a pinch of salt into the batter. And half teaspoon baking powder and half teaspoon baking soda.
Yeah. I don't see. Can we use normal sugar instead of granulated sugar?
That is the same regular sugar that we use on daily basis in our kitchen.
Okay. Again, a lot of questions about the type of fruits. I'll answer on her behalf. You can use pineapple. You can use black and red.
Now you know the, now you know.
I know
all
the recipe.
Yes.
Okay. There's a question on your 30-day baking class. Will it be for a fixed time, and will it be available as and when, and can we access it anytime, or is it for a specific period that those?
So that is, in that course, you will get pre-recorded high quality videos. So every day, one video recipe and one video lesson will be unlocked for you. So you can watch it on the same day or on the next day. But I would suggest you to complete whatever I'm teaching with me, so that you can clarify all your doubts and questions on the same day.
Right. One last question. It is simple. No, sorry. Simple powdered sugar or icing sugar?
It's simple powdered sugar. I just did, when we started the session, I just powdered the regular sugar.
Right. And yes, you can use frozen fruit. That was another.
Yes.
So if we do it in silicone cupcake mold, so baking time will be 20 minutes or less.
So baking time, if you're using 2 inches silicone mold, then the baking time will be 20 minutes. Otherwise, for 6 inches or 8 inches tin, it is going to be 35 minutes.
Yeah, that's it, Sonia. Thank you so much. Like I said, it was a pleasure watching you bake it, and I'm definitely going to try this one. Yes, I will try.
I will wait for it.
Yeah, and just bear with me 1 second.
Sure.
Okay, so we are going to unmute everybody. So please thank Sonia before you leave the session. Thank you.
Thank you, Sonia.
My pleasure.
Sonia, can I come to your home after lockdown?
Most welcome.
Thank you very much, Sonia. What a lovely session.
You can come to my home anytime.
Thank you so much for the recipe. That looks so tasty.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am, for the lovely recipe.
Try this recipe. Okay?
Thank you, Sonia.
Oh, wow. Amazing. So we had a small cute, cute baker with us.
Looks like that. Yeah.
Thank you, Sonia.
Welcome.
Thank you, Sonia.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sonia, ma'am.
If you really want to say thanks to me, then try this recipe and share your pictures with feedback.
Will do.
Sure, we'll do that.
So that will be the best way to say thanks to me. Okay. I hope, Anjana.
Hi, Sonia. Thank you. Thank you for the lovely recipe.
Pleasure, Anjana.
And Amit, I will be connecting with you soon.
Sure.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.